I think the ride was stopped by that area.
So it was revolutionary. So right here, Thomas, was one of the Revolutionary War's largest campaigns.
July 31st to October 15th, 1779. And so here's the map of the Newtown Battlefield. Right up here, right next to the Chemung River.
The Revolutionary War flags.
What's where they fought up against the Indians.
We are at the Newtown Battlefield in Elmira, New York. Give us the history of the battle.
The Newtown Battlefield right near Elmira was the site of a major Revolutionary War engagement on August 29, 1779. It was part of the Sullivan-Clinton Campaign, where the Continental Army marched through Iroquois territory to neutralize the British allied tribes. At Newtown, General John Sullivan's forces faced a combined Iroquois and Loyalist force. Sullivan's troops won decisively, which paved the way for the destruction of Iroquois villages across.
So that field right there is where the British settled, or not settled, wouldn't say settled, but they put up a brigade. You're saying?
The artillery was up here, firing down there on the British and Native American positions, because the Native Americans were with the British.
So you think if somebody were to take a metal detector down here, do you think they'd find some bullets and stuff right around here?
Possibly all through the valley down there.
How far would the cannons fire?
Oh, from this altitude, you could probably reach that next hill.
The next, oh wow.
I just want to remember. Americans, the British that were camped down there.
So who won the battle?
Sullivan.
So the British? Pardon. The Americans.
How long did the war last?
The Revolutionary War?
No, this war here.
Or just the battle?
Well, how long did the battle last? Like a day, 2 days? You're like an...
So how long did this battle last? Was it a matter of just a day or two, or did it take them a while to rout out the British and the Native Americans?
It was pretty quick, actually. The Battle of Newtown, which is what you're talking about, lasted just one day, August 29, 1779. The Continental Army, led by General Sullivan, had artillery and outnumbered the British and the Allied Haudenosaunee forces. After some resistance, the American forces pushed them out by the end of the day. So not a prolonged fight.
Okay,
wow.
So they must have brought the artillery up on the hill here beforehand, before trying to push through, right? To weaken them up?
Exactly. They planned it out ahead of time. Sullivan's forces hauled artillery up to those high points to give them a strategic advantage. Once they had that set up, they could shell the defenders down in the valley. That artillery fire definitely weakened the British and Haudenosaunee positions, which let the Continental troops push through and win the day.
How many are we talking about on each side? How big was the British encampment and the Native American encampment, and how big of a force did Sullivan command?
Sullivan came in with a pretty large force, around 3,500 men. On the other side, the British and their Haudenosaunee allies had somewhere in the ballpark of 1,000 to 1,200. So Sullivan's army definitely outnumbered them. The British and Haudenosaunee were more on the defensive, setting up ambushes and fortifications. But with that size advantage, artillery, and planning, Sullivan's force just overwhelmed them. The casualty numbers were actually pretty low considering the scale of the battle. On Sullivan's side, they had about 11 killed and around 30 wounded. The British and Haudenosaunee had roughly 20 to 30 killed, and some others wounded or captured. It was a decisive victory, but not a bloodbath in terms of sheer numbers.
So it wasn't an overly huge battle like we see in Gettysburg during the Civil War, then?
No, not even close.
Compared to something like Gettysburg, Newtown was on a much smaller scale. It was important for the Sullivan expedition's goal, breaking the power of the Iroquois Confederacy allied with the British, but in terms of sheer troop numbers or casualties, it didn't come anywhere close to those massive Civil War battles.
So it pushed them back. Where did they push back to?
After the battle, the British and their Haudenosaunee allies didn't regroup nearby. They basically retreated west and north. The Haudenosaunee villages were systematically destroyed by Sullivan's forces after that, so many of the native inhabitants fled toward British-controlled Fort Niagara. The British and Loyalist forces also withdrew into more secure territory.
Okay, so Sullivan, after the battle, went through this area and took out the native villages. Is that what I'm understanding?
Exactly, that's it. The battle at Newtown was just a turning point. After pushing the opposing forces back, Sullivan's campaign was all about systematically destroying Haudenosaunee villages, crops, and food stores. The idea was to break their ability to support the British and force them to flee.
General Enoch Ford, New Hampshire.
Oh, right there he is.
Ooh. He lived that long?
What are you doing? You're getting that one Mario perfect level where you drive up the steps. No, that was not earlier Mario, but you just drive up the steps. Ooh, more steps! I need to get I think you're gonna need a pair of sunglasses. Yeah, me too. Huh.
Happy Memorial Day, guys.